Well, I don't know that we're moving towards a thumbprint system. I mean, I think that if you see that the countries and that have things like oil, like resources, Australia, South Africa, Canada. And I know I misquoted when I made that comments about Canada not having resources. Canada has a lot of resources. Their currencies are doing terrific. The United States, we don't have that stuff. We don't have anything to export except promises, which is our promises to pay off the debt.
All right. Stay there. We got to move quick in the final segment with our guest, to Andrew, Karen, who says she disagrees, Jeff, Anita. We got to hurry, and I really appreciate our guest, DamonVickers.com. Is Damon Vickers on with us right now. This has really been intriguing. Stay with us.
GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We are taking your phone calls in this final segment with Damon Vickers, DamonVickers.com. I'm Alex Jones. Our websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. More calls and a huge news blitz of information I haven't covered yet coming up in the next segment. Let's go back to the calls. Let's talk to Andrew in Missouri. You're on the air, Andrew. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't mean to, derail the conversation because I'm loving it. But I just want to know what's up with silver, because I don't hear much about that.
Well, silver's good. Great. Glad you called, Andrew. Silver's fine. It's not quite as strong as gold. When you're trading markets or you're investing in markets, you're always going to have the weaker sisters, meaning that there's the strong market and then there's the also ran. My strongest advice to you, and remember this, is that it's generally a bad idea to buy the weaker of the markets. You want to buy strength and sell weakness. Silver has always traded less than the gold. I know the thought being that it'll rack up a greater percentage. Stick with the strongest market. Always buy the strongest market.
Does that go for natural gas as being a weak second to oil?
You got it, man. Natural gas has been in this deep dive in price for months and months and months and months. You would have thought if energy is bottoming, why don't I buy natural gas? It's cheaper. It only got cheaper. Natural gas has been horrific year to date. So, and silver's not doing the same thing, but I'm just saying it's an ongoing process. Stick with the best.
So you're saying nothing succeeds like success. Why buy Yahoo when you can buy Google? The big one has a larger gravitational economic pull and is always going to accelerate mass at a faster clip.
Yeah, Google, I mean, something may inevitably displace Google, but you don't see it on the horizon right now. But, yeah, you want to stick with the best of breed and be willing to pay up for it. Don't buy the also-ran. And on the contrary to that, if you're looking to make money from a market going down, sell the weakest. Sell the weakest market.
Okay, does that answer your question, Andrew?
Yeah. Usually, I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard silver was 15 to 1, 15 ounces of silver by 1 ounce of gold in the past.
Yeah, it may be, but you sound like a person that's long silver that's seeking to justify their position. How much silver do you own, Andrew?
I'm just getting into it. I've heard, that's the next best thing is silver. So.
Well, I'll say this:
Alex brought up the natural gas thing, and okay, you're going to buy energy. You believe that energy is going to benefit from the dollar, and you buy natural gas. I mean, and it just goes down on you. So, if you're looking to make money from a decline in the dollar and a rise in metals and more tangible, real stuff, my suggestion would be to own the gold.
Yeah.
And to be prepared to buy it on weakness, because there will be some weakness at a time.
Well, Damon, I believe in diversification. So I think I've always told people 70% gold, 30% silver. That's just my layman's view on it. And also silver for the poor man, somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, that's good to get into because, some people think it's not going to be as volatile. I mean, who knows? But I think diversification, but obviously you're more of an expert than I am on that. Let's talk to Karen in Oregon. Karen, you're on the air with Damon Vickers. Go ahead.
Thank you, Alex. I think maybe his grandmother didn't marry Rockefeller because she heard about the John Rockefeller that went in and hired thugs to murder people in Ludlow, the miners who were actually opposed to the horrific conditions they had, not to mention the Rockefellers donated the United Nations, the eugenics that you talked about, and if you want to talk about natural gas, I think Demon right there is certainly full of it.
nice. I like that. Well, my name isn't Demon; it's Damon. And as for the bear swipes at the Rockefeller family, I am glad that I can go to Acadia National Park because of the Rockefellers. I'm glad that the U.S. Virgin Islands Park exists. I'm glad that the Teton Parks exist, and I think they've made many good contributions to the planet.
Well, Damon, I mean, let me say this.
I know there's a lot of fear out there, and all the stuff that you said, I'm against. But
I mean, certainly. I mean, let me just say this: the Rockefellers are a diverse family, but the big prime movers are really bad news. I mean, I've seen editorials by David Rockefeller praising Mao Zedong in the New York Times. We have that in my film, Endgame. But I don't think we need to set Damon up here as David Rockefeller. He was simply.
I'm not David Rockefeller.
Yes, we're not interviewing. Though I heard a phone conversation at Bilderberg that was recorded, but the guy in the hotel wouldn't let me use it, where he called up David Rockefeller at Bilderberg 2008 and had a long conversation with him in the morning, and it was David Rockefeller. They called his room at 6 a.m., and it was like talking to Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. But you know, the problem is you get rid of David Rockefeller, it's like shark teeth. There are other people out there pushing this same system.
Exactly.